Hello, children and adults. I thought I might read you a Christmas story. It's called Santa and His Three Circles. Santa sat alone in his workshop. Broken baubles, cuts of ribbon, and sawdust lay scattered about. The elves were all tucked in bed after months of working around the clock. Mrs Claus was busy in her office, planning projects of her own. Tomorrow was go day, and the magic was poised, buzzing gently, ready to be everywhere at once. The occasional reindeer snuffle and footfall could be heard from the stables. "What if Christmas is a failure?" said Santa out loud, and he buried his face in his hands. He could feel butterflies running amok in his tummy. His chest felt tight. He tried to take a deeper breath, but it turned into a gasp that didn't take away the dread. He looked up and out the window, the North Star high above, snow falling with no sense of rush to land on the frozen ground. His face grimaced at the thought of everything going wrong. What if there are no presents, no smiles, no joy this year? His bag sat bulging in the corner, overflowing with the fruits of his elves' labour. An almost endless supply of toys. He knew that all he had to do was fly around the world in his sleigh, pulled by Rudolph and the rest, and reach in and bring out another present and another present until the job was done. But what if I forget someone, or I run out this year, or worse, someone doesn't like their gift? A little tear emerged from his eye. Oh, the shame of someone not liking their gift! He buried his face again and slumped lower in the little red stool he knew so well. I wish I could just fly away and never come back. It's too much. It's just too much. And then a voice came to his mind. "Hi, I'm Dr Stan Steindl. Welcome to Compassion in a T-shirt." Santa remembered a fabulous podcast he'd been listening to this year, all about compassion and self-compassion and how to alleviate and prevent suffering in others and in oneself. "Hang on," he said. "This is my threat system. My threat system is activated." And things suddenly became clearer. He knew that threat system is all about threat protection and safety seeking. It's the fight, flight, freeze, appease response, and it leaves us feeling angry, anxious, and even ashamed. And it's natural. We have tricky brains, designed for us, not by us, and none of this is our fault. Christmas meant so much to Santa that of course he would worry about whether it might go bad. "Right," he said, with a serious face, leaping up off the stool. "Stop moaning about it. You're being ridiculous. Let's go. You're not going to fail. You're going to do this perfectly." Santa was up, pacing, checking, double-checking, triple-checking, the bag, the sleigh, the reindeers. He even checked to see if the night sky was clear, multiple times. He was in a frantic rush. I got to do this. I got to do that. This should be right. That should be right. Nothing's going right. I am a terrible person. "Hi, I'm Dr Stan Steindl. Welcome to Compassion in a T-shirt." Santa gulped. He chuckled to himself, and his whole body was visibly slowed down and relaxed. "Drive system," he muttered, giving his head a little shake. He could see it plainly now. Drive system kicked in to try to cope with threat. This motivation to want, pursue, obtain, achieve, do, but it had leaned too far into perfectionism, a kind of threat-based drive, and there was nearly as much suffering in that. Not least when, realizing nothing could be perfect, up came the self-criticism, and then back into threat system. Santa stood alone in his workshop. He felt surrounded by warmth and light. Everywhere he looked were little signs of the presence of those who loved him. A pair of elves' boots over here, gloves over there, a hat perched high on a shelf. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the little note Mrs Claus had left for him. "Good luck tomorrow, my love. It's a busy time of year, every year. You do so much, and I love you for it." Santa rolled back his shoulders, standing upright but relaxed. He positioned his feet about hip-width apart and let his arms hang easy by his sides. He closed his eyes, he slowed his breath, he brought a friendly expression to his face, and he imagined a compassionate other. "Hi, I'm Dr Stan Steindl. Welcome to Compassion in a T-shirt. Soothing system. So Santa spoke to himself in warm and friendly voice tones. This is a difficult time of year. It means so much to me and makes sense that it might make me feel anxious and worried. I really want to do a good job, and threat and drive can quickly start running the show. But I know that every year it goes okay. There's always something to learn for next year, of course, but I always try my absolute best to bring joy to the world. So let's take a breath, down-regulate the threat system, create a sense of groundedness and stability in the body and in the mind, and we can move out to a healthy drive from here. Just as he finished, a gentle chime floated through the airways. It's time, he thought to himself, with resolve and optimism. Gradually, one by one, elves started to appear. Yawning, stretching, smiling, and gradually cheerful chatter filled the room. Hi, Santa. Good morning, Santa. G'day, Santa. Before he knew it, Santa was surrounded by elves looking up at him with enthusiastic faces, waiting for his instruction. Give me a hug, he exclaimed, and all the elves piled on. There were shouts and laughter, and then came a bellow from deep in Santa's soul. Ho, ho, ho! Mrs Claus appeared at the doorway. Ah, my love, said Mrs Claus with a wink. You've got this. Santa smiled. The elves held their breath. Mrs Claus gave a nod, and with a big, happy voice of authority and compassion, Santa called out, Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. Come, Rudolph, it's time, let's ride in the sleigh and deliver the presents this Christmas Day. And with that, and a little bit of magic, Santa was merrily on his way. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and the best of the season to all.